Well, Euronews correspondent Joanna Gill has been following the independence campaign throughout, and she joins us again from outside the Scottish Parliament in Edinburgh. Well, like the country as a whole, Scotland's capital city voted no to independence, and quite decisively. Jo, what's the atmosphere like there now?
Well, the weather itself is rather dreary and the atmosphere is quite subdued, I would say, on both sides. I spoke to some of Yes people today, just standing outside the Parliament. They were holding back their tears, but also voicing their anger at an opportunity lost. From the pro-union camp, there was also a subdued atmosphere, but it was more that they did not want to rub this victory, as it were, in the faces of the people who were looking for independence. But overall, it seems to be a sort of win-win situation. That's why there is a rather subdued atmosphere, because there is this promise of devolved powers.
Now, the campaign was intense, it was invigorating, but also it was at times acrimonious. How divided is Scotland today, and how hard will it be to heal those divisions?
Well, I think that with the subdued atmosphere, there isn't a lot of tension that is evident on the streets, at least in the capital. Across social media, there have been some more heated exchanges, but I think this will die down as the day goes on. I think most people are now just going back home and contemplating what the future means for Scotland now, with the more powers that have been promised by the government.
Now, the Scottish nationalist leader Alex Salmond lost the vote. Does he come out of this weakened, or can he claim some success?
Well, he's still the First Minister of Scotland, so that's a measure of his success. There's no threat to that at the moment. He'll now be, along with his deputy, negotiating what will be the powers and what will be devolved to Scotland after this. I think what happened over the course of the 2 years, if you look back to 2012, when only about 30% of the population actually wanted to vote for independence, up until now, there's now 45% who were in favour of independence. I think that's a fair victory for Mr Salmond.
As you've mentioned, Scotland has indeed been promised more powers by all main parties. What are those powers likely to be?
Well, all of them have given a vow to say that they're promising more powers over tax, spending and welfare, the actual details of which have to be hammered out. And there is a schedule we're looking at early next year for these powers to be hammered out. And they have every interest to do this quickly, because if it's not done quickly, there is a threat that these independence feelings will come back.
Joanna Gill, Euronews correspondent in Edinburgh, thanks very much.